Hey, I know my content's slowed down lately. I think that might be a good thing because, I haven't made a video about politics in ages because they're depressing. They're depressing lately. In fact, I actually have made two and not uploaded them because they just kind of sucked. And I'm glad you guys have been liking the entertainment content, but I thought we'd do another one of those little slice of life, moral PSA type shit going on here, and we're going to talk about this guy Etika. Did I ever watch this guy's content? No. Did I like what I saw of this guy from other people's content talking about him? No. I understand he was kind of like a Nintendo hype man, a Pokemon YouTuber. He had a very significant following, and he seemed to be very well beloved, which is fine. What I worry about is that so few people, everybody's talking about how much it sucks to be online and how that must have gone to his head, and not about the, well, hey, I'm not an expert or a doctor, but I'm just going to come right out and say the obvious. Etika was a paranoid schizophrenic, folks. And paranoid schizophrenics kill themselves a lot. And paranoid schizophrenics need a lot of help to get better that this guy was not getting. Did you all forget that he tried to commit suicide by cop, I think twice over the past month? This guy was very unwell and needed to be institutionalized, and that's what he really needed. More than compassion, more than any kind of change in the culture of the online space, what Etika needed was mental health medication and probably direct observation and at least a temporary stay in an institution. And he didn't get it, and he ended up committing suicide, I think, by jumping off a bridge, which is not a fun way to go. It was probably painful. It probably was not as fast as it could have been, and I feel really bad for the guy as much as I can feel bad about some crazy stranger on the internet. Mostly just, the human compassion angle. Although I'm sure this video will not be seen as particularly compassion, but just letting you know that I've known people who had family members who developed schizophrenia and died. Now, I'm pretty sure Etika was young. The shitty thing about schizophrenia is it's not usually something you're born with. I mean, kind of. The thing is, it kind of just turns on like a computer script right around the time you're 17 to 25, and it never turns back off, and it completely changes your life for the worse in so many ways, and it's so hard to handle, especially if you're probably, I think Etika was relatively wealthy, and I think he lived alone, and that's not a good combo for this situation. Sorry about the state of my eyes. I'm just looking at them. I just got up. It's not because I'm sad or anything. But, online space is hostile. The amount of insults I get and give daily is a lot. And if I had thin skin and gave a shit about what people say online, I would be sad all the time. People are fucking terrible. And especially in today's day and age where literally the dominant political culture online is hyper aggressive, super abusive, and incredibly bigoted, sexist, racist, and everything. So you imagine, being a white, straight male who talks about political issues all the time. I get people fucking yelling at me, threatening to kill me, saying if they ever see me, they'll beat my ass, calling me an incel, calling me a soulless asshole or a monster all the time. And thankfully, none of those things are true. And all the people who call me that are stupid. And it doesn't ruin my day. But Etika wasn't really a victim of the online spotlight or people laughing at him for going crazy. Etika is a victim of a severe mental health disorder. Something that none of us could have helped him with. It's one of the things where either a close family member or friend would have had to probably get him forcibly institutionalized, a place where he would have to take medication for him to get better, and maybe none of this forcible part of this solution would have been necessary. Maybe if somebody who was actually his friend or actually his family, not any of us who are fans or onlookers or personalities like Shilly DeFrado, Philip DeFranco, or anybody who goes like, oh, compassion this, compassion that. No. What he needed was professional mental health help, folks. Just saying. And I mean, the compassion shit is nice. It's fun. I mean, it gives us all warm butterflies and helps us deal with tragedy. But really, the realistic solution is if you know somebody who really needs help, it might be more than just reaching out to them and patting them on the back and asking, are you okay? It may be strongly suggesting them to seek some kind of counselor or therapist or psychiatrist. And it may be the fact that if you really want to take on some kind of responsibility for other people's mental health, it may not be a place you want to go. It may be having to help forcibly remand these people to institutions that they don't want to go to, that they will resent you for doing to them. And it's not pretty, and there's no warm butterfly solution to things like bipolar disorder or schizophrenia or any kind of paranoid delusional disorders. I mean, it's really ugly, and hugs do not cure these diseases. I would love for that to be so. As somebody who has grown up from birth with bipolar disorder, I can tell you that I would be cured of the shit I got if hugs just fix things, and kind words and the compassion of friends. It doesn't. What cured my shit is taking a metric fuckload of medication and almost 2 decades worth of psychotherapy. That's why I am happy and well adjusted these days, and mostly happy and mostly well adjusted, and relatively well liked by my peers, and no craziness or anything. But it took a lot of work, and it took a lot of suffering, and before you think, I hope you didn't quit this video early and think that there wasn't any kind of compassion, or a better word would be empathy. Not even sympathy, empathy for Etika's situation from me. You'd be wrong. I know very much what it's like, and I would not wish what I have or what he had on my worst enemy. And I got a lot of enemies, folks. It's just an ugly thing. And more so than me giving a shit about who Etika is, I give a shit about what Etika went through and how it affects other people. And of course, this video is not monetized. I'm not a view-chasing person. I talk about what I want to, when I want to, whenever I want to, however I want to. And I don't give a shit about any kind of monetary gain or any kind of social rub, especially not from situations like this. So you can, shove all of that shit. Anyway, 8 minutes is more than long enough for this topic. I guess rest in peace for the guy. Rest in peace for the hundreds, if not thousands, of people daily who, attempt suicide and have similar disorders than him. It's more than just one random jackass who reacts to Nintendo Direct videos or whatever the fuck it was, in Super Smash and Pokemon and shit. It's more about the actual human cost of situations like this that should be cared about far more than any fucking celebrity. That's my stance on the subject. Thanks for watching.